Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mindful Mondays. I'm your host, Sonja Shin. I have produced and reported health and medical news for more than 2 decades. I'm also a life coach certified in mindfulness and meditation. And today we are joined by Katrina Rao. She has been in the health and beauty industry for more than 25 years. She is a licensed esthetician. She's a holistic health practitioner, a massage therapist, and also an educator for Estée Lauder. And today, so Mindful Mondays are all about how you can inject mindfulness into your day, every day, tips and tricks to breathe more peace and happiness into your life. And today's focus is on how you can do mindfulness in your makeup routine. And a really simple, quick, easy makeup routine, because a lot of people aren't necessarily doing a lot with their makeup, but maybe still want to look nice even if you're out like wearing a mask. And one of the things I've mentioned before is that a really great way to reduce anxiety is to focus on your senses, to focus on, what you can touch and taste and smell and see. And when you get into that present moment, as Eckhart Tolle is so wonderful in sharing, that really reduces anxiety. You're not in that monkey mind state. You're not worrying about the future or, resenting the past or something. You are in the now, the power of now in that present moment. And makeup is a wonderful way to get into that present moment. I know for me, before I've had live shots, as I'm touching up my makeup, it's so calming to me. It really helps me decompress and just ground myself. So Katrina, would you show us, lead us through a very simple, I have a few simple products here with me, and so I'll just follow along. If you want to take us
Absolutely.
Mindful makeup.
Absolutely. So the first thing I'm going to do, I already have skincare on. I did do my eyes, but it's kind of a simple eye. I'm going to use my Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, and we have 56 shades. So if you're looking for a shade, I will give you this pro tip. Go online, and we have a virtual shade finder. So with that, you can find your perfect shade. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my serum that if you watched the last segment, you would have seen me use in my skincare. I'm going to use it in my makeup. So I'm just doing a little drop. And this helps with the texture and the smoothness and ease to get it on. And I'm just using a fluffy brush, which a lot of times people don't use a fluffy brush, but it works really quick to deposit color sheerly and quickly.
And I love this because, there's so many like BB creams and tinted moisturizers out there.
Yeah, it's a DIY. You can do your own.
You don't need to you don't need to buy another product if you want like a lighter coverage, in the spring and summer when it's warmer out. You don't necessarily want to be
exactly, and it's much more comfortable because it has that hyaluronic acid in it, so it gives that hydration. Yeah. And then I'm going to go in, and one of the things that I've been teaching some of my clients is to use bronzer. And bronzer can be one of those things that gives you a ton of fun color, a little bit of contour all at once.
Okay, so wait a minute. I tend to have, usually often dark circles, maybe from wearing my glasses. So would you say, do you do bronzer first, or I have concealer?
So, yes, so concealer is great. And when I use a concealer, and that's just preference. So some days I use it, some days I can get away without it. But if you're one that tends to have darkness, I would use it. And when you use it, you can even take a little bit of your eye cream with it.
Oh.
And you're doing fine there, Sonja. You can use it straight.
Okay.
If you're already real hydrated. But I took a little bit of my eye cream.
Okay.
And I mix it. And it's like a twofer.
Okay.
Because it gives you your hydration real quick. If you haven't done your eye cream in a while, maybe you did this in the morning, you did your skincare, but you actually, have been around the house until a Zoom call at 1, right? And you want to get some color on and look great, but you want it to blend and look nice and get that little extra boost of hydration.
I love that.
And then if you want a little more coverage, then go straight like you're doing, right? Or if you need it in certain places, sometimes we have more darkness in the corners, by the bridge of the nose, you'll put it straight on. You can also use it to get a little bit if you have some discoloration anywhere. The key is if you're using a brighter shade in your concealer for under eyes, switch to one that matches for the rest of your face. You don't want to highlight any blemish.
Why not?
Right? I mean, who wants that? Look over here. Yeah, and then once you've done that, then I would go into the bronzer. Great question. So the bronzer I have is called Bronze Goddess, but you can use any bronzer. I like ours because it actually has a scent to it. It smells like the beach. It smells like coconut a little bit. And it comes with a really fun flat brush. And the reason why I like that is then I can go ahead and take it on its edge. And I always say fish face. So if you wanted to have fun with your makeup, make faces with yourself and entertain yourself. That's another way to really.
And you do this without putting powder on first?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
You sure can, because it is actually milled. Now, I know you get a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm combo.
Right? You're a combo. So a combo, you would do your powder first like you're doing. Dry like me. I know I look glowy now, but it will start to dry, and because my skin will start to soak up any of those shine, and I don't have the luxury of shine, so I try to keep mine.
Okay.
But we all have our things, right? So once I do this little angle from the temple down to the lip, you can see I feel like I've lost some weight already. Like,
wow, those
pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and exactly. And you can go soft like you did, Sonja, or you can do a little stronger if you're wanting to look a little more chiseled. If you're in on a camera, I have a little bit of, we all, I think, found our double chin with these Zoom calls, whether we had on or not, right? We kind of feel like it. So you'll notice that you'll get a little bit of shading, and that's really all it is.
Now I have the Sculpting blush.
Yes, and so that's great too. You can go, because it is such a neutral, you can go a little bit on that inner side, or if you've already used a blush like I have, a bronzer, I go in with mine and I smile and put it on the apple of the cheek for a pop. Yeah, that looks great on you, Sonja.
Thank you. Now I have like a little
rope all the way back. Yep, some people just go here, and then if you look at them sideways, they have nothing, and it looks weird, like a little bit of a Raggedy Ann doll. Right? That ages me when I say that. And then, so I'm just doing a kind of one side so you can see the difference that makeup does. Okay, so you can kind of see that. I do a quick little glow. I don't know if you have a highlighter there, but any highlighter will do, but I love this one in particular. It's also part of our Bronze Goddess collection.
I do have a highlighter with me.
And so I take a little bit of that, and then I put it on the high point of the cheek, carefully not to go into any area that might have a little bit of that crow's feet or dryness. Okay, so we really want to keep it right there. We can keep it down the bridge of the nose, a little bit above the brow. And my favorite place to put it is on the bow of the lip, because it gives you that fullness. So that's all to create dimension, not look
like along the jaw a little bit.
And you can right there. I have a square jaw, so I don't love it there. So I do a little bit of more depth in that area versus highlight. So it's really what you want to bring out. You highlight what you want to recede your bronzer or contour. Now, the other fun thing I like to do with my bronzer, because it's so multi-use, is my eyeshadow. So what you're actually seeing in my eye right now is a little bit of bronzer. And I'm putting that right in that crease for a natural look to the eye. Yeah, that looks great. And you can absolutely use that Sensuous Rose, which is more of a neutral rose tone. That looks so pretty with your skin tone, Sonja.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. And so then, of course, I lined my eyes already, so you don't have to watch the painstaking steps of that. But I will tell you a little cheat on that. I like to use an eyeliner that has a little color. This one's called Burgundy Suede.
Okay.
And I put it on, and then I smudge it out.
I feel naked without my eyebrows because I have such thin eyebrows. So
yes, I'm going to do brows for sure. Okay, so that's what I did on that. Now with the brows, I'm going to show you a really fun trick. And Sonja is a pro, so she already knows all the tricks, and we've been together a long time, so that's good. But I'm going to show you a new one that you might like to hear about, Sonja, too, is, I'm not sure if I've showed you this yet. It is called the Multitasker. And the Multitasker is really cool because it has your triangle shaped, I don't know if you can see that in camera, triangle shaped tip.
Okay.
So you can go with point and do a nice pointy fine tip, or you can do wider. Okay.
Nice.
Not only that, it has a spoolie, which everyone's like, what's a spoolie? Now you know that a spoolie is actually that little mascara looking wand brush for your brows. And then it has a hidden compartment. So the hidden compartment actually has some powder, and that helps to set or fill in anywhere you need.
I need that.
And my favorite thing to do is then to go into my eyeshadow and use it as an eyeshadow above to smoke out that eyeliner.
Okay. Now I have a black liner. Do you have any tips on how to do that kind of quickly?
Yep. So I just do short little dashes along the lash line. Black is always great. You want to have it closest to the lash line because then you can build out as needed. And with that particular end on it, it actually has your, let me see if I have, yep, I have mine. It has a smudger.
Gotcha.
So I like to smudge, not to gray it out, but just to soften the top of that line.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing about this that you may not have even known when you got it is it has your liner, but you see mine is pretty flat, my liner. You can pull that little stopper off, and you can actually, I don't know if you can see this well, you can sharpen it. It's a baby sharpener there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and then the other piece to that, Sonja, is once you get that black line going, you can then do a little smudging, and then you would take either a shadow or a shadow stick, like I use this as, and then soften even further above. So it just looks darkest to lightest, which is technically a smoky eye, although no one would look at this and say, oh, you have a smoky eye on, unless you're an actual makeup artist, because most people don't know the definition. They just think a smoky eye is a ton of black or a ton of dark around the eye.
Gotcha.
So it's really graduated color from the base of the lash line up.
Okay.
That makes it a smokier look.
So I don't have that, so I'm just using this sculpting blush to soften.
And that's perfect. And you soften it that way. Exactly. You can use a bronzer, you can use a sculpting blush, you can use a powder shadow. I do that sometimes, such as this one here. Where I'll I know, look at, you're in the mirror. Sorry about my smudges on it's so embarrassing, my smudges on the mirror. You can tell it's well loved, and it has that darker one to use.
Okay, so, and I have this Sensuous Extreme.
I love that mascara.
So I like this. Okay, so I'm actually gonna, I have the nude lipstick, so I'm gonna just wrap it up. So I like that this is really quick.
Yeah,
I mean,
you look nice and polished and beautiful. I'm gonna use a nice paint. The reason why I use this is if I have to wear a mask, and I don't want it to move around, this dries down to a matte and then it doesn't transfer. Gotcha. Incidentally, our double wear that I chose today also is transfer resistant. So we used to say, oh, it doesn't get on clothing or on collars when you're making out, or whatever. It doesn't transfer. Now we say it doesn't transfer onto your mask or move your makeup around, right? It's like the times have really changed. Yeah. So we can adjust and make our lives a little easier.
From making out to masks.
I mean,
times have changed.
Times have changed a bit, but we're hanging in there. And I love that you said this is really about a meditation and really about, I want to add, it's an enjoyment, because color makes us happy. Creating makes us happy and calms us, and being creative. And I think with makeup, we can absolutely do that. We already have it at home. We already are, feel like we want to wear it. So make it something special for yourself.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody and she was saying, oh, she just hates makeup and like, she was so happy she didn't have to wear it. And I was like,
that hurts my heart.
yeah. And I'm like, well, don't wear it if you feel like obligated, like you have to do it.
Absolutely
like,
not. It should never be about that.
However, I was like, my personal philosophy around makeup is do it because it, brings you pleasure, brings you joy. And I'm somebody who grew up, with a lot of art supplies.
Right.
And so to me, this is just an extension of, like maybe I'm out on a live shot, I'm in a live van, and I can do a little playing with, paint that is, just in my daily routine. And it's basically just like painting every day for me. And so that's, I really enjoy it. And I think, makeup really, my philosophy is that it should be something that is enhancing, the natural beauty that you already have, and it should be fun. And if it's not fun, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's really, and I love that people are not getting so overwhelmed with products right now, that they can really enjoy just the few that they have, not spend a bunch of money, and just truly enjoy the creation of it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is wonderful. Well, I love my look. It's very
you look great.
Polished and together. However, it's not like, it's not overdone, and it looks good on camera, and I can go and put on my mask. I'm about to head out. And so I feel confident, and I feel like I've, had a nice pampering, a little self-care without having to necessarily go to a spa. And so I really appreciate your time and sharing all your wisdom and expertise with us for Mindful Mondays. Katrina, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Yeah, you have a wonderful day and be safe and healthy out there.